Okay. Time for another D&D session.
Summoned. I summoned them. That's what I do.
Hey!
Sadly, it did not work for... My mother is messaging me.
Oh. I could,
One
like,
moment.
drive to her house and, like, egg it or
Oh,
something.
oh. No. She's asking about... One second.
Your brother would probably help me.
Probably.
Your sibling. Yeah.
My father's police car got egged on Halloween one year.
Yeah.
It was quite funny, actually. It was really funny, actually. 1 second. So, yep.
With as many cops that live in that development.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Like, it's just stupid. Remember the one time they set the crime scene van on fire?
What?
Hold on. So,
I wish I was joking.
The community... So, first off, Timber and I know each other in real life. We used to live...
No, we
went to high
don't.
school together. Okay,
No
fine.
idea what you're talking about.
So, the community that I used to live in, that my parents still live in, it's like a not really gated community. And there are like, we have 3 deputies, 3 police officers that live on my street alone.
Oh.
One of which
There's
is my father.
18 billion of them.
But there's so many in that community itself. A couple streets down, there's a couple that works for the police department, Collier County Sheriff's Office, and they all work for the same like department too. It's weird, like same police department. It's Collier County Sheriff's Office, and they are part of the crime scene investigation group. And so they have their big crime scene truck or van in their driveway every day.
And somebody set it on fire.
Somebody set it on fire.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I was walking home that day, and I had to go the long way. I had to like cross the street and go the long way around the loop to get to my house.
Oh,
And
nice.
it took like an extra 30 minutes to get home because I couldn't go past and I couldn't go across the street because whoever lit it on fire lit the truck on fire, poured gasoline around the van and then drew a line across the road to the sidewalk and driveway across the road. So
the
I couldn't
last
even
time I drove by, like, what was it? Less than a year ago, probably.
Yeah.
It was that line was still there.
Oh, the score. Yeah, I'm sure because they lit it from the other side, and it was a trail across. And I remember talking
I bet it looked cool.
Oh, I'm sure. But and I
mean, it's problematic.
Yeah, it was very dramatic. It was the crime scene vehicle was gone for like a day and a half, and then they had a new one. Which was really random. Like, a day and a half, and then it was back. I don't know if it was a new one or,
If they just speed fixed it just out of spite. Because it's not like Collier County does anything else speedily. Sorry, I got a little spiteful there. It's fine. Anyway, sorry, that was a very random tangent. My apologies.
It was. Just a second. I'm trying to find a phone number for.
A thing?
Yes. There we go.
Woohoo!
Yay. Jazz hands. Okay. What's going on? Who knows?
Callie is ready to just kill some shit or something.
Callie is ready to kill some things? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
not what I said, but okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not, but it's okay. Yo, Drake said fuck the other day, and I about lost my mind.
I very rarely say things like that, and it's just force of habit. And so the rare times I do,
I lose my mind.
something is terribly wrong.
I felt that.
You know,
Yeah, my friends are like, what? When I
I
do
just
that.
lost that thing that I was looking for yesterday that it took me 20 minutes to find. I can't
Drake.
find it again.
Wait, the same thing that you were looking for?
Ah, I found it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my god. You're fucking fired.
I'm not organized. As many times as I DM, I am not organized, and it's a
See,
problem.
I tried.
It all works out in the end. Okay. Influence strength. Okay. So, it is a wonderful Friday evening. Well, evening right now. It's Friday morning in our game. But we have Indra. How do you pronounce your character's name? Cyverall?
I always
Several?
pronounce it Saverl, but if it's Cyverl,
Saverall?
that
No, that works.
if it's actually if it's Cyverl, that might make much more sense. But you can just call her Say if you want, because I don't know how to pronounce it either. I just grabbed it off the internet.
Felt
Big ass
that.
mode. That's what I do all the fucking time.
Okay, so on weird names, I write them down how they're pronounced.
You can do Cyverl.
So,
Smart.
and Winter, yours is Gavril, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I usually just shorten it to Gav as well because I forget how to pronounce the last end of it most of the time.
Okay. And I know Indra.
I have Callie.
How do you pronounce Callie?
You just
Kaylee?
Drake.
Kelly?
Drake.
Yeah.
You have to come up with this fucking character. So you can pronounce it however you want. You have rights. At least
Keely
25%
Nelson.
rights.
What?
I said you got at least 25% rights. So do you?
Okay.
I just randomly remembered the height difference between Gav and Zarin. Hold on, I gotta find it again.
It's pretty fucking great.
I think it's
Let
an
me-
art share somewhere.
It is.
Alright.
You can pin it if you want.
I'm gonna resend it. Give me a
I
second.
need it. I need it in
We
my life.
have...
It's hilarious.
Let me just find the job board because I lost it again. I'm really good at losing links. It's not
It's
good.
okay.
Alright, here's the
Yeah,
job
I
board.
found it.
You found the job board or you found the thing?
I found the thing.
Ah.
I can't
Here
find it in my
is-
files, so if you want to resend it.
There's the job board if you just would like to take a look at that and see.
Oh my god, where'd it go? There it is, I found it! I'm gonna resend it in ArtShare.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I fucking love it.
Does anyone else remember my drawing representation of Zarun with the counter incident?
Yes,
Oh.
I love that.
I swear, I'll draw everyone else in the background later, but I had to do that first.
Zarin's fine.
He's
capable.
yeah, but he just
And if
looks
he's not, he
mildly
has a really
annoyed.
tall- See, that's why he has a dragonborn as a husband.
Yeah.
That's why he's married to Callie. Sorry, Callie. That's all it is. It's for your
Callie is happy to be around, even if it's just for that reason.
Yeah, but in the background,
Callie,
I was planning to draw also Haggis looking at the music box, I think, and
Yeah.
other people fiddling around. My character just standing there with her arms crossed.
I still need to actually finish Gav's reference because I have him sketched, but he doesn't have any clothes right now.
I never have any idea what my characters look like. So
Clothes are such
that's
a
why I
pain.
have Drake. I write, I don't draw. I can't art. I took 4 years of it. I still can't do it.
You just gotta try and look at references and shit.
I can draw animals better than humans, but also clothes just a
Mead.
how do you design clothes? I don't know.
Right.
I can do a mean stick figure.
What Rissa is not telling you is she's a
All I
fantastic
know-
writer.
All I know.
I said I could, but I couldn't art.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, that's funny. I can art, but I can't write.
Hey! And then there's Drake, who just does both like a shithead.
love you. All right. So,
It's okay. I did those too.
a smaller group today. It is morning. It's a little closer to noon in the guild hall. It is Friday, meaning there are waffles
Waffles!
available to
Waffles!
consume in the cafeteria.
Callie wants a waffle.
My other characters are eating waffles.
Perfect.
Gav has probably never had a waffle before. He's just like, what is this?
Callie brings him by the hand to go show him the waffle.
Indra is contemplating whether you can have waffles without the holes in them.
It's just a pancake.
Because
Pancakes.
of what happened last time.
Oh my god.
So,
We'll get there eventually, Drake. It's okay.
you know, that's fine. It's pretty quiet in the main area of the guild hall. There's a couple groups around. They're kind of watching as you notice Borman is leaving, and there's the same tabaxi that you saw last week is sitting in his place. They are pinning up some new jobs, and there's groups that are watching as this tabaxi is hanging up some of these new papers. So where are you? What is going on? What are you doing?
Waffles.
Some people, Callie,
Waffles.
Syvo just
I'm
walked
eating the
in.
waffles.
Okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna call her Say. So Say just walked in the guild. She has her little note that she got, and
Gotcha.
she's just observing.
Mhm.
And she's like, "Wow, interesting, nice place."
Got everyone. Cool. Okay. And it's Say's first time coming to the Crescent, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I finally got her character sheet done.
Felt that.
Although I don't know how to add her what god that she god or goddess that she worships. I don't know how to add that, but she worships Lathander.
Lathander, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. On D&D Beyond, there's not. You can put it in under. There's a way you can add it into like where you put in like a description. There's a way you can do that, but with like in just the character creator itself, there's not an actual way to include it. So, but you can put it in, and I have it written down now, so be cool.
Okay.
That was actually going to be when I was going to be my next question. Was who does she worship? Because I remember that she's a cleric. So cool, good to know.
Ah, shit! I forgot to
and
do her
what-
characteristics.
What? Because I'm not seeing it come up. Oh, life domain. Okay, now. It didn't want to show me initially. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so Savril, you have walked into the Crimson Crescent. It's your first time here. As you walk in, you see this dwarf leaving, and he, as you step into the door, he kind of looks at you, waves at the tabaxi at the front at the desk, and like aggressively motions towards you. And the tabaxi looks over and kind of notices I'm and kind of perks up a little bit, like, oh, someone new. You can tell that maybe this tabaxi is kind of new to that position and still kind of figuring things out. But they do wave you over to the desk.
All right. She hurries on over.
Cool.
Quickly walks over.
Hi there. I've never seen you here before. What are you here? Do you have your letter?
Yes, I do. She hands him the letter.
Okay. Savril, it's wonderful to meet you, Savril. You need to find a job. We need to send you out on a mission, on a job. And kind of slightly excitable. Just a little. And they kind of motion towards this board next to them, and they kind of do like a very ta-da job board type thing.
Yeah.
So kind of, job board, take your pick. Do you have a group of people that you travel with? I wouldn't take a job all by yourself.
I'm pretty sure I could find some people here that are in the guild that could be willing to work with. I like to help whenever I can. I used to be a party, but we separated for the time being. They went to do their thing. I'm doing my thing.
The tabaxi nods slightly, and you can tell they're also watching some of the other groups, so they're kind of like, another group walks up, and they kind of are trying to keep half of their attention on you and half their attention on the new group, because they're also asking questions. And it's kind of not working all that well. And they get kind of distracted. So, do you go and look at the job board then?
Yes, she goes
Cool.
and looks at the job board.
The rest of you? Still consuming waffles?
Yeah.
Gav's probably gonna go look at the job board soon.
Eating.
Okay.
When
This is
Callie
like-
sees a bunch of people going around the job board, he would meander over there as well.
Mm.
Waterworld. Say is looking at that particular job in particular because she likes animals. See, she's lawful. She's like lawful good. Lawful. Ugh, I can't speak today.
Waffle good.
Oh, I'm so good for my food.
Lawful good. That is what she is.
Waffle good.
Waffle good.
That's all I can hear now.
Son of a bitch.
I feel like that.
We'll get over it. Never.
So she's like extremely good character.
Mm-hmm.
So she loves everything and everyone. Total pacifist type. The exact opposite of Mara, basically.
Also, I'll be right back. There's a cat yelling in the kitchen.
Oh no! Console them.
Okay.
I miss having a cat. That's why I have so many tabaxi.
Oh.
I want a cat, but I'm allergic to their fur. It makes me sneeze. So I'm like,
My roommate's
Hairless
allergic,
cat.
and that's the only reason I don't have a cat anymore, or I haven't gotten another cat.
No hairless cat?
I've thought about it. I should see if that would work,
Hairless cat.
because I want a cat. Okay, so Callie, you go over and Haverl also goes over, and you, Kelly, you've been in a group with Indra and with Gav, right?
I don't know if Gav. I don't think so.
No, okay, but you've been in a group with Indra.
Indra, yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello, back. I'm Dad.
Oh my god.
Um,
I'm gonna kick your ass.
you're in for it. So you kind of all meander over to the group. Callie, this Tabaxi, who is Raven's Flight, is their name, but they've never introduced themselves. It's a Flight, which is the name they go by. They recognize you, and they do also recognize Indra from the last time that you were here, from the last week. And they're like, "Ah, I remember you, and you too." And they kind of just like look up at the both of you, and then look over at Savril,
The newcomer.
and kind of look back. Say, are you guys looking to take a job this week?
Callie kind of nods and would be like, is there one that needs done?
Ah, splendid! I have someone right here who's looking possibly for a group to take a job with. And they kind of motion towards this high elf, this elf that's looking at the board currently. So here's the jobs that we have for this week. Pick one. And they just kind of stare at you intently.
Say
kind of
turns
blinking
around.
slightly.
Say turns around and she says, "Well met, friends. My name is Savro, and I'll help in any way that I can."
Callie goes to shake their hand.
Say shakes her hand.
Excellent. We're friends now.
Is that all it takes to become friends with Callie?
Yes. Are you surprised?
I'm not surprised.
Oh, Callie.
I'm not surprised considering that Callie did that, what was it, Kung Fu move or whatever
Yeah.
against that door the last time?
Yes, he also did that. That was fun. Callie's a being of very simple needs.
Out of
Yep.
curiosity, how tall is Callie?
He's like 7 feet something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Oh, nice.
Callie, I think we decided did we decide that Callie is slightly taller than Haggis?
I think so.
We
Yes.
decided Callie is slightly taller than Haggis.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
No, Gav is 7'7", so.
Okay.
Nice. So he's a little bit shorter than Gav.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
A little bit.
How to see somebody tall.
All right. So, what's of interest to you?
I'm interested in the water willed job.
And out of character, I did post the job board and campaign. So if you have not taken a look or would like to take a look quick to decide.
I've never been a part of the job picking before.
Oh, really?
This is magical.
Oh.
If anyone's wondering what I'm doing in the background, I'm currently setting up my new fans.
You're good.
So don't mind these popping sounds. I'm just assembling it.
It's not the bones of your enemies.
No.
There wouldn't be
Okay.
bones left.
Jesus
Get rid of
Christ,
the
Drake.
bones.
Jesus
Consume the
Christ,
bones.
Drake.
Suck the marrow from the bones. No,
Devour
that's
them.
that's Mara's job.
Oh. I cannot hear anything now.
Uh-oh.
Why is this?
Can you hear me now? I don't think you can hear me now.
Oh, that's not good.
Anyone?
Hello.
Hey.
Where's my...
Oh, whoops.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey?
God.
God? Is that you?
My headset just stopped working.
Oh
Oh no!
It just stopped. It makes
Oh, that sucks. Now to open the other one. Ugh.
I wonder if I can do this. Okay, we're gonna try this.
Okay, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes? We can hear you.
Now
Let me grab my other set of.
Okay.
I'll do this without heads.
This thing's heavy. There we go.
Don't mock me.
I love you a lot, Drake.
Don't mock me.
So fucking much.
Please don't mock me. Okay.
maybe.
Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
Loud. So loud.
Alright, okay. Alright, okay.
Really cold in my room. Okay.
Oh no. Alright.
Winter here, so like
I can hear
Oh yeah.
it's cold.
I forgot about that.
What?
Can you hear everything now?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can.
I can hear whispering.
Whisper, 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 whisper,
Why are you whispering?
whisper,
Okay.
whisper, whisper.
So, job. What would you like to do?
I'm fine with Waterworld.
Say
I'm
is
fine with whatever.
interested. Yeah, Say is interested in the animals, but she is fine if anyone else chooses something different. That's how open-minded she is, and how optimistic. I think that's what it's called. That's how optimistic
Callie-
she is too.
Optimistic.
Callie has seen that Volunteers Wanted ad for a couple of weeks now, and he's still really, really curious.
Ginger is very
I mean-
sus about the volunteers wanted.
I mean, we can do that too.
No, I do not want to subject myself to being an experiment.
I actually really want to play that one with Zarun
Oh, okay, okay.
at some point because I feel like that would be really amusing to throw Zarun into that.
Oh yeah.
Awesome
Poor
to
guy.
go into it.
I hope
Poor
I
guy.
installed these correctly.
Okay, so you want to do
Callie-
Waterworld?
Yeah, sure,
Or-
that's fine. No, I was just
Oh.
gonna say that Callie decides that he's going to tell Zarun about that job listing at a later date.
That has been up since like
I know.
The first one.
I know.
The
It's
first
been on
session.
forever, and I'm just like,
Why does no one want to do that? I'm curious.
You wouldn't.
Well, I think it's more of like hunting and volunteers wanted kind of change each time. So because like I have a couple of stuff for hunting and volunteer planned, but don't have, and then there's like those two that are consistent ones, and then other like Waterworld and Understep are ones that are a little more in depth and things like that. So yeah. But
Gotcha.
Waterworld and Understep are like previous ones, like previous other ones are more time relevant. So like if you don't take either of those, somebody else will take them. Another group
Gotcha.
will get sent on those jobs. So keeping
So
that
we should do one of those.
keeping
yeah.
that in mind, it might,
Yeah.
it's up to you guys though.
Let's do the Waterworld one.
You want to do Waterworld? Okay.
Yeah.
So sounds good. Well, that means I don't have to use my maps. Hooray!
Wait, I want to change my mind.
No.
I'm
No,
joking.
fine.
I'm joking.
No, if you want to.
No, I'm joking.
Actually, really nice maps.
It took me forever.
Oh my god!
Aw.
This is
No, it's fine.
we should change it.
No. Waterworld will be fun. Okay, so who tells Ravensblight that you are what your choice is?
Saver does.
Okay.
We-
What do you tell them?
We are gonna do Waterworld.
Gav hasn't said a single thing. He's just kind of he's
Lurking.
just there. He's
There.
lurking. What he's
Lurking.
gonna
Ah,
do?
wonderful. I wouldn't want to do that one. You know, being a tabaxi and all. Not really a fan. And they kind of like glance between all of you and are like, hopefully you don't drown. And they kind of grin slightly.
Oh, I
and
know how to swim.
there's a
Yeah,
little
I'm just
bit
gonna
of
kind of.
panic, you know.
I think I'll be fine.
Come on. Don't back out now. I'm sure it'll be fun.
I'm sure it'll be fun. Just
It'll
wait.
be great. It'll be wonderful.
Yes, I am sure. And you should have just stayed in my room the whole day.
as this is all good. As they're talking, they kind of shift through some files and find things that they're looking for. They reach under the counter and they bring up a chest. And they open it. And there's kind of a click, like a really soft, light click as it clicks open and like almost like a lock is unlocked. And they pull out the sending stone and they pull out the gate stones for each of you. How many? Which of you are going on this one? And they kind of look at the entire group and mentally count how many there are. And so they pull out that many gate stones and hand them out and lay them on the table in front or on the desk in front of them. Here's the sending stone and the gate stones. Is there anything? Oh, and they like almost act as if they forgot something and they grab a ticket and they quickly scribble out the ticket for this specific job. Almost forgot. Here's this. And they just kind of hold it out for whoever would like to take it.
Callie will take it.
Callie will take it. Well, have fun. Like I said, don't drown. That would be disappointing.
I would rather not drown, yes.
Callie takes out a note. No, I'm joking. Don't drown. Okay, he's ready.
Is he?
No.
All right. So,
Sorry.
where do...
Absolutely.
is there anything you guys want to do before heading to the teleportation circle area?
Nah, let's
Nah.
do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. I keep getting messages from someone and I should stop checking them.
Felt that.
So, all right. So you make your way to the teleportation circle room area. I don't know what the official word for that would be, so I could just keep making things up. And Callie, you are leading the way. You have the ticket. Did you also take the sending stone then?
Yep.
Okay. So Callie is kind of leading the way. Strange considering Callie probably doesn't know the guild hall as well.
Callie
as
has no
some of
idea where the
others.
fuck he's going.
So you're just kind of
Yeah.
wandering in circles, maybe?
Indra's probably just like, you're trying to guide them the right way. Alright,
I don't recall
left.
it's being this way.
Left.
Callie's like, okay, left.
Awkwardly guiding them to the room.
I'm just like, where did this guy come from?
Callie doesn't know. He was literally just here to try to find his husband. It was like 3 weeks ago. He has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Finally found them.
They did finally meet. They did finally catch up.
Finally. Ooh.
Yeah. All right. So you make it to the. You eventually takes you a little bit. Make it to the you eventually make it to the teleportation circle area, and one of the guards there kind of holds out his hand expectantly. Not really, like, he's been through this before. He's just there to guard. He's not really there to do much else. So he's like kind of holding out his hand, waiting for the ticket. Callie, do you give it to them?
Sure.
You seem unsure.
I mean, if that's what Callie's supposed to do, then Callie can do it.
What does Callie really want to do?
No, he gives him the ticket.
Okay.
Stop making me question my choices.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to.
You are though.
No.
Anyway,
So they take the ticket from Callie, glance at it quickly, wave you in with kind of a brush of their hand. They'll get you set up. You're good to go. Kind of just brushing you off a little bit. It's their shift might be over almost. So as you step into the circle, there's a bright light, and suddenly you are in the seaside town of Raveton, which is where your job takes place. You arrive in one of the what looks to be another a room inside one of, or like you would find in a town hall, like the main center of a town hall type area, and there is a group of individuals waiting when you get there. One of which is one of them is an elf, one of them is a half elf, and one of them is a woman. And they all seem to just be kind of waiting for you.
Nice.
how did they know when we were going to go?
They knew that a group from the Crescent was coming, because this is also one that, like, it's probably pretty important.
Got you.
So
Okay.
they were like, somebody is going to be coming. It's just a matter of who.
Okay.
So they're waiting for whatever group. Actually, I don't think anyone. I don't. Several, you're new. Callie doesn't have a guest crest. Gab, you don't have a crest yet, do you?
Uh-oh.
You have a guest
I think he
does.
just got one.
She doesn't like wear it out in the open, but she's got one.
Indra has
Gav
one? Okay.
Gav just got one too, and it's
Okay.
visible.
Cool.
So
Okay.
Oh, thank God. It's been really awkward.
Haggis isn't here, and he's got one, and Mara isn't. He's got one, and
Mhm.
now there's a group of people who might not have one.
I guess
okay.
it's a good thing that Gav just got one.
This
today.
is true.
Because Indra doesn't wear her house in the open. It's just kind of like.
Yeah.
Usually it's with like haggis and stuff, so it doesn't matter.
Haggis is always in charge.
Yeah. Well, Zarin sometimes takes charge, but he's
Well,
never
Callie's
here.
never adventured with Zarin, so.
Sorry, I'm writing things down.
We don't forgive you.
Fine. All right. So they see you walk up. They do notice that you are wearing the Crescent. You do have a crest on your belt, and so they do. They kind of are like, you've arrived. Wonderful. We're very glad to see you. You know why you're here, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We are to rescue some saltwater animals, correct?
That is correct. There's a little bit more than that, but I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. And this
A
is
little more
the
than that.
what?
What do you mean?
Well, it might. We'll show you. And they kind of. This is the human talking, and the human is. an older woman, long graying hair, sort of lighter skin, very dark gray, sort of like dark gray green eyes, and she's dressed very finely. While she's not wearing anything that specifically like denotes her as the mayor, the way she holds herself and just kind of the way she's taking command of the situation kind of makes you think that are in charge of this town. So they kind of look between the other two, the elf and the half elf, and then back at you guys. Is there anything we can show you? Is there anything you need to know? Anything else you need to know before we take you over there?
Gav's
Kind
gonna
of
look
animal
to the others.
to get transported.
What?
What animals exactly are the ones that need to be transported?
It's less that there are. It's less groups of animals, more just one. And I wouldn't call them an animal. I don't think they'd appreciate that. And at this point, the elf kind of speaks up, and they're as tall as elves usually are. This one's not very tall at all, and they kind of step forward. They're agreeable for the most part, but I wouldn't call them an animal. They might not like that. What do you know about ocean striders?
Callie's never heard of one in her
Yeah.
life.
Very little. I can't say I've heard of
I-
such a thing.
Gav
I'm not
just
sure
said
she would
no.
have known about it, but I don't know. She might have read about it. Roll?
Yes. Roll. 1 second. Roll.
Yeah, let me get my character sheet out.
Roll Arcana for me. Roll Arcana or History.
Or history. Hmm. That's the unnatural 20.
Oh
Nice.
shit.
Oh wow, already.
We're not going into this blind.
Awesome.
That's great.
Wow.
So you do know quite a bit about ocean striders. You've come across them quite often in your studies. You know that they're a type of fae, though they're found on the material plane. They're a type of
Jesus
fae.
Christ, Drew.
Great.
I didn't plan that.
You did.
I didn't write this one, Spected, so it wasn't me.
Oh,
You know that they're a humanoid orca-like creature that are known for protecting oceans and waterways from those who would use them for personal gain. You know that they are sort of a cross between an orca whale and a giant elf. They're about 20 feet tall and have very glossy, smooth, shark-like skin, black and white in color, very razor-sharp teeth, sort of like shark's teeth with rows of them, and webbed limbs. They sometimes will carry giant swords with them and have been known to pull boats straight out of the water and sink them without difficulty. So this is a very interesting, it's a very large creature that you've come across that has evidently decided to make their home here.
Indra kind of pulls her face slightly and just like, pleasant. Lovely.
The human, the mayor, she kind of looks at you and she's like, so you know what we're dealing with. They've decided that the river, it's our main source of it's our main trade route. They've decided that our very much freshwater river is their new home and that they must protect it.
Can they live in freshwater?
This one seems to think they can. And she seems very, like, exasperated. She's very, like, I just would like this to be done. So, how would you like to proceed?
First of all, Indra tells everyone else what she actually knows about the ocean. I just said they all know what they're dealing with now.
Assuming this is like a sentient being and we can like talk to it and shit.
Yes.
Okay. How did it? Can Callie ask the mayor how it got here?
Sure.
Okay, Callie asks the mayor how it got there.
Well, it's, I assume it swam or it walked.
Like it just showed up randomly one day?
How they tend to get along. Yes.
Just no warning, just it showed up.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't find where this place is on the map. So I'm actually really curious as to like where it is on the all things considering. Like how far in Bloodwater, Baldur's Gate. I can't find it. It doesn't exist. Well, okay. Yeah, I'm assuming it just walked here through the river. It really would be good if we could get them to leave. I mean, this is our main source of trade. We can't. They just can't stay here.
All right.
Has it like attacked anybody?
Not yet, thankfully. It's just very protective of this river. They've decided that it's their new place to protect, I suppose. They're not, towards us, they're not very sociable. We came to the Crescent hoping that perhaps some new faces might be able to convince them that this river is not a viable home for them.
All right.
Does anybody have any ideas?
Just talk to it.
Yeah, just
Valid.
talk to it.
I'm just like, let's just talk to it. And if nobody else will talk to it, I will talk to it.
Let's go talk to it.
Yeah, let's talk to it.
It's worth a shot, isn't it?
Yes. If it doesn't come to an agreement, then we'll have to think of something else.
I really don't want to have to think of something else.
Well, if I think of something else, I don't mean anything violent, unless we have to.
Yes, that'd be a very bad idea.
I may be tall, but I am not 20 feet tall.
Maybe if Callie and Gav stood on each other's shoulders, we could almost make it.
the elf, who seems to be a pretty like they are they're younger. They're not like they're probably in their like young adult phase. Looks between the two of you and kind of like hides a laugh. They're very amused by that thought.
That's
It
still
would be
only
an
around
amusing
14
sight to be
feet.
sure.
Was Callie
Honestly?
thinking out loud again?
Oh, was he? Was he not? I don't know.
I think he was.
Apparently he
It's
was.
fine.
It seems like something Callie would do.
I mean, valid.
That would still only be 14 feet. Give or take.
I said almost. Just add one of the others on top. We'll make a
How tall is
fucking.
Indra? How tall is Several?
Say's not that tall.
Oh,
She's like
would it push you up to 20?
5'9" or something.
Perfect.
And
You'll
actually,
do.
that would get you as the height you.
And back.
I'm just guessing at this point. I never set a height for her.
What? What's happening?
I made her my game, and it doesn't exactly show the height exactly. It just has a width and girth slider, so I'm just like, oh, I guess I'll
With
guess.
girth.
Hey, it's that old, okay? It's Neverwinter Nights 2. That was made in 2000s. Early
I thought width
2000s.
and girth meant the same thing. Am I mistaken?
I'm sorry, height and girth. Girth.
Okay. Okay. That's better.
I meant to
Anyway.
say height and girth. Why did I say width and girth? God damn it.
I was really concerned. I thought I had lost my damn mind.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
Are we talking about?
I'm
height?
guessing she's 5'9". So
Okay.
kind of
'Cause
short, but
that
not
would
really.
be pretty good. Indra, how tall are you?
162 cm. Let me figure out what that is in feet and inches.
American, please.
in America,
Hang on, I got this.
yeah,
Hey
basically-
Siri, what's 162 centimeters in
American.
height?
Three.
5'3". That's
How
what
many
that is.
5
5
3,
feet and 3
Okay.
inches. Well,
an
31
inch taller
inches or
than
whatever.
me.
So the entire party could
Taller than
stack
me
on
as
top
well.
of each other, and you all would be taller
Oh.
than the person
What? And just like what? What do we? No. Okay.
Listen, Callie and Gav could get 14 feet all on their own. So we would only really even need one of you.
Thanks. You can use the elf.
I'm sorry, what are 62 centimeters actually? I misread. 5 feet and 31 inches.
That doesn't make sense at all.
I know! What the hell,
So
Siri?
basically 5'3". It's
Basically
Let's go
5'3".
with that.
Hang on, let me try this again.
I don't know. I don't know
What's
that
62
system.
centimeters in feet? No, not that! I didn't be fucking hell, I hate this.
here. Let me.
attempt.
What is 162 centimeters in feet?
That would be 5.31 feet.
You're
Yeah,
lying!
It's rounded up. It's 5'3".
Pretty much, I guess. You're semi-lying!
I do not think stacking is very useful in this situation.
Siri's semi-useful.
Maybe. Let's not do this. How did we even come up? It's fine.
It was the Dragonborn's idea.
It's fine. Yes. Okay.
Let's go talk to it.
Callie votes to talk to it.
Edith and Alarin. Alarin is. Don't think I ever gave the elf's name. Alarin is. They kind of look at each other, and kind of look back at you. On Edith is like, we should go talk to them. This way, and they start to walk. They leave the town hall building and start towards the harbor. And it's not a traditional harbor in this, like what you would see, like perhaps what you saw in Marin's Eve if you were there. But it is a pretty, for it being on a river, it is a well-designed area. And there are ships, there are smaller ships coming in and out. There's many docked there. And Edith and Alarin lead you to the past the harbor itself, past the main harbor itself, to the river that feeds into the harbor. And Edith motions at you towards this area, and there's a beach area or a sandy area near the edge. Hopefully you can figure something out. It's much... It seems to be reasonably agreed, but we really can't... Trade is our biggest... It's the biggest thing here in Raveton, and we can't afford to not have those ships come in, especially since many of them continue along. So please, whatever you can do to help.
All right.
You go down to the beach.
Can
To
we
the
see it
river's
from
edge.
here? Or
You can't see anything right now. There's not much there. You could go closer
Let's
to the
go.
river. Let's go. All right, let's go. Callie, are you going first?
why not?
Fair. So Callie is leading your small group down the, and it's kind of like, I was gonna say something, but none of you would get it. Not even Riss. So you're walking.
Oh,
Well, I was going to explain the like cliffs that we climbed or that we went to in Boston.
Oh.
But or like the one of the hikes we did in Boston, but none of you
I
were
saw
there.
a Snapchat.
No, I don't think it was that one. It was a different area.
Never
So you're walking you are a little above the water itself, the river itself, and to get down to the sandy area, what looks to be stairs, kind of like this rocky cliff wall, and so you can kind of make your way down very carefully. And there's quite obviously stairs carved into this. It's not just like rocks that you can jump down, which I mean you could if you really wanted. If you would like to attempt to kill yourself on slippery rocks, by all means. But or you
You're
can take
one
the
to
easy route
talk.
and do stairs. What?
You're one to talk. No, y'all don't even understand.
Nope. You can tell them later. You can
Okay,
tell them
sorry,
of my
sorry,
exploits
sorry.
later. Actually,
Keep going.
Indra vanished for a second. Sure, fine. Tell them.
Oh, really?
I don't,
Nifty.
I don't know what they're...
Drake is really
Going
freaking
fine.
clumsy sometimes, and he likes to jump on things, and more importantly, jump off of things. And sometimes he jumps off a tree and he sprains his ankle at the park.
Oh,
I didn't sprain my ankle. I
You
had
almost
a
broke
hairline
your
fracture
ankle.
in my heel,
Yep. Yep. See?
which is
See?
even worse.
It was worse.
Wow.
You're ignoring the fact that I walked on it for 3 days
I know.
before realizing
I
had a
know.
hairline fracture before I complained, and my father took me to the doctors. And they were like,
In heaven above.
we did an x-ray because it was like, completely bruised and I couldn't walk on it. And we went to the not the ER, but like the urgent care, and they were like, we need to x-ray this, and I had a hairline fracture.
Yeah, spoiler alert, you broke your fucking ankle jumping out of a tree because you're an idiot. It's okay, I love you a lot.
I really badly sprained my ankle falling downstairs once, so. But I have like really bad ankle issues.
Mm.
I have like my left ankle's permanently messed up, so it rolls a lot. So I just randomly
Yeah.
fall while I'm walking sometimes.
Oh no.
I do that. I do that too. I did, and one of the kids were like, and I was walking down the hall, and I like rolled my ankle, and one of the kids was like, "Miss Laura, are you okay?" Because like there was nothing there that I tripped over, and they were just like, "We're so concerned." Yeah.
Kids are sweet sometimes.
Sometimes.
2 teachers left today.
2?
Well, the one who walked out yesterday came back
Oh.
today to get
Oh.
her stuff.
Oh.
And then the principal or the vice principal is going to a new school. But
Oh.
so one of the
But that
kids
was-
was drawing pictures for all of the teachers, and they
Oh.
brought one to me, and they're like, "Miss Laura, we'll really miss you." I'm like, "I'm not going anywhere."
Oh. That's what you think.
I got a promotion, so it's fine by me.
Woo woo. Proud of Drake.
Anyways, let's continue slightly because I don't want as late as speak.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop throwing us off topic.
So, do you take the stairs or do you just jump down?
Athletics check.
Oh my god.
Do you want to?
Yep.
Athletics check.
I don't
Kelly
believe
falls and breaks
this.
his ankle.
Oh no.
Probably.
Good thing
All
with
right,
a
let's see.
cleric.
But no, Callie has a +7 athletic, so it's fine.
Oh.
It's funny
Welcome
if you
back.
roll a nat one.
What did you? What?
Oh my god.
12 + 7 is 18? 18. 19. Shit. Math.
Felt that.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 19! I can math.
It's 19, yeah.
Okay. You for someone as tall and as like large an individual as Callie is, he's actually quite agile and like these rocks. Do the rest of you follow him, or do you go down the stairs?
Gav's
Take the
gonna take it
stairs,
at
she's
Gav's.
sensible.
Nerds.
Yes, say take the stairs.
Gav is taking that as a challenge. He's going to jump off as well.
Oh no.
Athletics check.
Athletics check.
I swear, if any of you
Just
break
fine
something.
at this.
Oh my god, and that 20.
Oh shit!
So, Gav, it's for Cal. You like, it's just like a flawless run of whatever, you throw in some fancy footwork, some fancy, like, I don't know if you want to,
Yes.
fancy.
If I
Roll
wasn't worried
yourself
about
off
drawing
this
this
cliff.
out, Callie would challenge him to an arm wrestle immediately. But I'm not drawing this out.
You can do it
Dude.
after when they get back to the lagoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is
After.
gonna be entirely chaotic because that's literally competition is in a Goliath's blood.
It's gonna be great. This is gonna be wonderful. This is the start of a beautiful friendship.
Honestly.
I'm glad they're getting along very well.
Yay.
This is probably very weird for Indra to see because wasn't she there in that other session? And he
Yeah.
was just mostly quiet the entire time.
Yeah.
Except for the one
She's
time he
just
was like, bottle.
Oh yeah. She's ignoring this now. She's just like, yes, I will be sensible and take the stairs. I'm not risking breaking my neck with some stupid.
Nerds.
Yeah, okay. I'm just.
All right.
You do what is best for you.
So Indra and Saber, you take the stairs.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not breaking anything. That would be pretty dumb. If a cleric hurts herself, just trying to do something particularly not very bright or stupid or anything like that, And that would be pretty embarrassing.
You know, it's fine.
Honestly.
Yes. Also, to the
So-
DM,
Enjoy.
I just updated my character sheet for save roll. So,
Okay.
I forgot to put in spells, apparently. So, I put in her spells and everything else that I
Oh,
figured that would
that's
be
weird, 'cause
important.
Oh, it must have. I must have only seen. Okay, I see.
Yeah, that was my bad. I
No
didn't.
worries.
I didn't
You're
even
fine.
see that. I don't even know how to use D&D Beyond. So yeah, beginner's
worries.
fault, I guess.
Nah, you're good. So Callie, you're the first one down. And as you reach you kind of like skid as you land in the sand and kind of skid just down to the water's edge. And you're turned around, kind of watching Lawless, you know, it taking this as an obstacle course, almost, and
Applause.
taking your challenge very seriously.
Callie is
Um,
applauding.
Wow.
I'm going to have you
Yes.
roll. What do I want to be roll? Roll a perception for me.
Okay. 16.
Okay. So you're pretty well focused on Gav and their experts. And behind you, and you hear it because you're not completely paying attention. Like your focus is also you're just keeping an eye on everything, it seems. Behind you, the water starts to bubble, almost like it's boiling. And as you turn around to look at whatever this is, the creature that you can only begin to believe is this ocean strider stands up out of the water, and as they stand up, the water is just dripping from their, like, it just slides off of their skin. And you are face to face with an ocean strider. Who dares approach my home?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And they kind of they're not necessarily
Dad want, honestly.
angry,
I'll be back.
but they're definitely unsure as to who you are and ready to protect their home.
And this is a fae creature, right?
Yes.
Great.
Okay.
Hang on.
All right.
But they're a fae creature that lives on the mortal
Right,
plane,
you
so they
have
follow
anyway.
the same rules as a fae.
Okay.
As a fae who lives in the Fey Wilds. I mean, you're still probably pressed to not, you know, you can
Give
give
them your name.
you
do
can give them your
substitute.
name because they're not tied to the same rules as a Fey Wilds Fey as an Archfey would be. So yeah, because they're part of the mortal plane, not the material plane,
Okay.
not the Fey Wilds.
Catch you.
Last week's session has made you all untrusting, it seems.
Listen, knowing you has made me untrusting as far as the fae go.
Fine.
So anyway, so Callie would, and this is probably going to get him killed. He sticks his hand out and he's like, "I'm Callie. The mayor has asked us to come speak with you."
This ocean strider blinks because they were trying to be intimidating. They were trying to scare you, but
They were trying to.
obviously it didn't work. And
All
kind of
Callie
sitting-
needs to be friends is a handshake. I'm telling y'all.
and the ocean strider looks at Callie and looks up at the rest of the group and back at Callie and down to the hand that Callie's offering, and kind of at his own hands, like his hands are very much are very large compared to you, like you and your own hands. But he's slowly like off, very confused, like almost. He doesn't really know what this gesture.
Callie shakes his hand.
God.
We're friends now.
It just blinks at you. Like, I'm not really sure what to do with this information. If you've come to make me leave, I won't. And his voice is kind of lost, kind of really frightening deep voice that he had used to try to scare you. And it sounds relatively young. I'm not gonna leave.
We just came to talk.
Gav's gonna.
Well, fine, but this is my home now. I've sworn to protect this river.
Gav's gonna come walk up beside Callie and be like, any particular reason?
Well, obviously, look at those ships. Obviously, they're ruining this river by being here.
Actually, that is how this town depends on getting trade to survive. His tone is very, like, kind of matter of fact. He doesn't sound, like, threatening or anything, just...
At that, the Ocean Strider, he doesn't seem to quite understand the concept of that. They're intelligent creatures, but they don't have like the idea that this trade that this town obviously thrives on. It's not something that they really it's not something they particularly care about.
Would Callie notice that this being is puzzled?
The Ocean Strider, apparently really bad at introducing characters' names. I apologize. The Ocean Strider kind of like shifts slightly in the water, and that kind of sets the wave onto the riverbank itself. And it kind of, the water swirls around your feet. Indra and Savril, have you made your way down yet, or have you come up closer to the rest of what's going on?
She's like at the base. Yes.
Okay, at the base.
Just
of the cliff.
watching what's happening and just.
Okay. Fair. And what about Sabril? Have you? Oh, no worries.
I think.
Right.
I just saw
We
their
got
message.
fast food here.
Okay. So the creature before you kind of looks at all of you and back up at the river and or up at the further down the river at kind of the harbor where they've
I'm back.
back at the hello.
Yeah, go on.
Did Savril make their way down to the edge of the river? Or are they hanging back with Indra?
Ah. Alright. I nearly dropped all my fries.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So the Ocean Strider, kind of glances over at the boats and kind of back at you. But if I leave, who's going to protect this river from them?
With them?
All of them people in the boats. They obviously don't know that they should protect this place.
What are they doing to harm the river?
They look at you with a look of like, well, isn't it obvious? They're using the river. Their boats are in this river. But they don't say any of that. They're just kind of like, isn't it very obvious? Isn't it very obvious what is going on? And you can kind of get the feeling that this character isn't very, or like this individual is very, like, they're young and they don't always, like, maybe don't,
Ah, yes, a child.
haven't spent a lot of time around. Exactly. Another child for Callie to make friends with. They're very
Zoran's not gonna believe this one.
Zarian just doesn't care anymore. Come home with
Baby manticore, child,
Ocean Strider.
Ocean Strider. It's fine. Callie
Everything's fine.
just brings home strays.
Hey, God, I'll be back again. I need to get sauce.
Fair. That would be very on brand for Kelly and for Sven and Ark, so it's fine. They're very, like, they haven't spent a lot of time around humanoid individuals. Like, they've spent time with their own people. And so they're very much like, humanoids should be, the oceans and waterways need to be protected from humans, and humanoids, they are obviously not good. I can do something about that. And that's their mindset. So, how would you like to proceed? Also, I'm going to retcon this, say that they because
what did you retcon?
I used the wrong word, I apologize. Going
sorry.
back and saying that they introduced themselves and tried. I could put that in.
Okay.
But they have introduced themselves, and you know them as Mentra, so we don't have to just keep calling them Strider.
That's fair.
I'm bad at introducing characters.
Yeah.
So, how would you like to proceed?
Callie's gonna let somebody else try and do the talking. Callie has tried.
Gav's gonna look over towards the other two from like gonna do anything or he doesn't actually say that, but he looks that way.
He's thinking it, you can tell.
Yes.
Back again.
Hello.
Kind of looking at her nails, kind of disinterested.
So Callie is looking back and forth at his companions, none of whom are saying a word. and he's just kind of like shrugs a little bit and he's like, so how do you protect the river?
Well, I make sure the boats can't come through. Waves aren't all that common in rivers, but I'm good at making them. And you can kind of, like, almost as if it had happened earlier that day, almost, you can see boxes kind of just bobbing in the water as if a large wave had swept over a ship and knocked cargo off of it or knocked stuff off, and like it's something that probably has happened often.
Sure, I like to point at the cargo and just like, but isn't doing that making the river more dirty? It's all these debris and stuff now.
Mantrava conveniently ignores answering that, like avoids answering that. Because they've also, you can also see that they're like, it's a good question, and they're like, I should answer that, but I'm not going to. And like they know that the answer is like not a good one. So they they kind of sit there and are mostly at this point they've calmed down a little bit from their initial like scare you and they've kind of just moved in to be just slightly confused about what all is going on.
Mhm.
Why is it bad that I'm guarding this river? Isn't the town proud? Isn't the town like pleased that I'm guarding this river? Is it good? Things like that. And that's kind of what's their mindset is at right now.
Well, you're kind of preventing trade from happening, or any shipments that are happening, which embodes that the town isn't very pleased about that.
Mm-hmm.
Callie would take over a little bit, and he would point at the boats, and he'd be like, "Those things carry food and supplies that the townspeople need in order to live.
Yeah,
And by
nuts.
preventing them, you are potentially harming them."
And killing them.
It is a valid point. They're going to die without it.
Well, I mean, they can only go so long without food.
But you don't
Mantrava-
want to make a small thing feel bad about, because then it's just going to get defensive.
Mantrava kind of
I'm aware of that.
frowns at that. He kind of frowns at that thought of like that does make sense. And at that point, Edith is kind of poking her way down the stairs. They are not throwing themselves off the cliff like yeah.
That would be a bit
Oh
concerning.
god.
And they make their way down the stairs and kind of make their way up to where your group is. And they I see our friend has made an appearance. And they nod toward Mantrava as if they've been through this before and have interacted with them before. Has there been have we figured anything out? Bearing in mind that it's only been a short amount of time, she would like to have this done with. So she's hoping you figured something out rather quickly.
Callie grins, waves up to our Ocean Strider friend, is like, "We're friends!"
Mantrava nods at that and he's like, the Silver One is a friend.
We're friends!
Jeff just kind of snorts slightly.
You're not friends with an Ocean Strider, so I don't know. You're Callie's friends with an Ocean Strider.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Gav's gonna stare at Callie for a second.
Intro turns to Ethan. It's like, no, not quite yet. We're the getting stuff.
Edith, at that, Indra kind of looks at you, and at this point, I'm less worried about the cargo. We can figure that out, but Ocean Striders aren't. It's in their name. They're not freshwater creatures. This is a river.
We still talk to.
I can't imagine this is a good spot for them. And she seems genuinely, like, worried about this creature's well-being and the fact that they are in a freshwater area as a saltwater creature.
Is the Ocean Strider's hand still within Callie's reach? Like, could he reach out and pat?
Yes, he
Okay.
could, I suppose.
Callie reaches out and he pats gently, and he looks up at his new friend, and he asks, "How did you come to be here? Where is your family?" Said, been around your family. Where are they?
Mantrava shrugs slightly and, well, like all younglings ocean striders, I left home. And it's, what they're not really saying is, like, it's common for younger ocean striders, because they tend to be more lone creatures. So they and their siblings left home and traveled together for a short amount of time, each split off onto their own to find their own place, dwelling to live. And Mantrava found this river.
The guy's gonna go up and bat them and
Well,
I
certainly.
lost my train of thought. Give me a second.
No worries.
Oh, good.
Well, certainly you could live in harmony with this village, could you not?
Ooh, whoever that was very sporadic, and I did not hear them.
Ah, crap. I said, well, certainly you could live in harmony with this village instead of, I'm sorry, town, village, whatever. Instead of supposedly defending the river that they very well need to fry from, as that they're a river town, I believe.
Edith nods at that. Edith is kind of listening much, but she nods and kind of looks towards the ocean strider, who kind of contemplates the idea, just sort of like, that's true.
Could protect them from other people that try to trade.
No, protect them from possible invaders. You could be their guardian.
Then
Edith
they would
nods.
definitely be proud of you.
Edith nods at that and is like, whether or not she's actually like convinced it will work, or whether or not she is like sold on the idea of this creature she nods very enthusiastically. You've been here for a short time already. We have had raiders and invaders in the past that come by water. You know, always could use extra support, just as long as you can let the trade vessels through.
Can Callie look up and ask the Ocean Strider if he wants more friends? Like a lot of friends?
Sure,
Okay.
if you
He does
want.
that. Yes.
Okay. Mantrava like nods slowly. He's nobody has really come up and talked to him in quite some time.
Oh,
Aw,
See,
he must
he
be
needs
lonely.
friends.
Like, well, most people are afraid of him. He's a slightly terrifying. He's a 20-foot tall,
Child.
black and gray or black and white creature with razor sharp teeth, and is just carries a large sword, is slightly terrifying. Like, not many people are going to go up and talk to him.
Well, maybe
Gav
he's a gentle
understands.
giant.
Yeah, he just
Gav
wants to be
definitely-
friends.
Gav definitely understands that.
Mantrava, at this point, he's like, I suppose I could do that. I wouldn't. I like it here. I don't want to leave. And he seems very distressed at the thought of leaving, because he's found this place and he likes.
All you really have to do is let trade ships through. You can stay here.
Yeah. They're not doing you any harm.
Perhaps to make them more distinct, they could like fly certain colors, so you know not to
Oh yes, that's an excellent idea.
return them.
Edith is nodding slowly as all she walks up to stand next to Callie, and kind of holds out her and kind of like reaches out a hand as if to for Mentrava. We did get off on the wrong foot. I mean, we're not very you were frightening a lot of the traders that come through, but I suppose we could figure something out. We can, if you really are interested in staying here, I do not wish to push someone away. To which Mentrava kind of sinks down into the water a little bit. He's kind of eye level with all of you, and he's like, I don't want to leave. And that's kind of all he's really saying right now.
Oh,
Don't make him leave.
you don't have to leave, darling.
Callie sort of pats him on the head now because it's within reach.
Fair.
Shay also tries to do the same, hopefully without falling.
Fair. Edith pulls out, like, from her pocket, she pulls a book out and starts kind of scribbling, taking notes almost and writing things down. I will talk to the traders that come through, and we can figure something out. Make sure that you know that they are traders and are not going to harm the river and not harm our town. If that is something you are agreeable to, you can stay, but you do have. We would rather not lose any more ships. And Mantrava nods enthusiastically at that, and a wave of water splashes all of you. Unless you actually roll dexterity, just for
No,
just a,
Callie wants to get splashed.
roll
Yeah,
just
Fraba doesn't
dexterity.
mind.
Okay.
So
If you
does
would
Shay.
like to not get splashed by a wave of water, roll dexterity.
Callie sees it as a sign of friendship.
Fair.
I'll let myself get splashed.
Fair. 16.
Sign of friendship.
Yeah.
You like leap backwards and out of the way, and it swirls around your feet, but wet. Your feet just get wet. So hopefully whatever shoes you're wearing are waterproof.
Callie smiles. He's happy.
Fair.
So
I'm
is
glad
Shay.
Callie's
Even
happy.
though that she's considered good, how do you say? Damn it! Completely soaked. There we go. Even though that she's
everyone else is completely
soaked.
soaked, including Edith. She did not
Did her book
move
get
out of her way
soaked?
either. She's
It's a
less
sign of
pleased
friendship.
about it. She's less pleased about it. And she sort of just like, as they stop, she just sort of shakes the water off and it's like, splendid. Glad we could come to an agreement. And she turns to the rest of you. I take it you can handle the rest of this. And she's wearing this like long cloak and she's like, I should go find something else I was supposed to be in a
Right.
meeting.
Very well.
And so she kind of wanders back up the stairs and back to where she, the town hall where she is probably headed. So, What do you all? You are now safe for Indra. You are covered in water. What would you like to do?
Callie laughs and he
Wet.
pats his Ocean Strider friend on the head again. And he's like, try to be less intimidating. You'll make more friends.
No. He's fine, darling.
Yeah, it's just like, I understand. Pain of being intimidating. You're very tall. I get that.
Oh,
Oh,
this poor lad.
Honestly, Gav's probably scared a lot of people in his lifetime unintentionally just by existing. I mean, he's got this giant axe. He's 7'7".
Callie reaches over and also claps Gav on the shoulder.
Oh,
He's friends with Gav too.
friendship.
Friendship.
Gav's just like, is this what friendship is?
Is this friendship?
Is this friendship?
Callie says yes, this is most certainly friendship.
It's
And also,
nice.
and asks if you want to go get drinks.
Yes.
Because this place has to have a tavern, right?
So should we do it here or should we wait until we get back to guild?
That's up to y'all.
Drinks!
Well, if we're going to a tavern, we should also get a drink and bring it to our new friend here.
Is he of drinking age? No, I'm joking.
I mean, he's. I would say he's a young adult, so he's like, in human terms, like I'd say he's probably like 20 or so years old.
Okay, so I can give it alcohol
Okay.
and not feel bad.
But probably, yes.
Well, I was thinking of just giving him orange juice.
Boring. Are we going to a tavern for orange juice?
Or milk or something.
Listen, I can't drink in real life. I have to live vicarious characters.
Lucky for Callie, Gav just so happens to be a heavyweight.
Callie, it's a great time. They're gonna get fucking shit-faced together and probably arm wrestle.
Well, mind you, well, let me remind you, my character is very soft around the edges, okay? She's
gonna get
very
her shit
soft core, okay?
This is gonna be hilarious.
She's just innocent. Imagine her getting shit-faced. She would be a whole different person.
This is gonna be great.
Like, usually she doesn't drink alcohol. She's a cute, innocent type of person. If you manage to get her drunk, oh, it'll be funny. She'll start singing and dancing and do other
Callie
embarrassing
sees that
stuff.
as a challenge. And we do it immediately.
If we do
y'all
all
wanna
get
do it-
shit-faced together, it would be hilarious.
We're going to get shit-faced together.
Awesome.
So,
If we're gonna do that, let me be right back really quick. I'm going to get water for this.
Hey, I got
have
Coca-Cola.
a whole river's worth of water. Just kidding.
Hey, I got Coca-Cola. I'm good.
Wait, did we save the day with the power of friendship?
Oh my
I guess.
gosh.
Drake?
Yes.
Essentially, yes.
Yes!
The last thing that kind of does need to be figured out
Oh,
is the
yes.
fact that they are a saltwater creature
Oh, shit.
living in freshwater now.
Well, they could adapt, right?
I suppose they could.
Callie kind of looks up and asks if he's happy. If he's having any trouble.
Mentrava, like, kind of tilts his head at that, like, not really. And considering they're orcas, orcas are considered, they're part orca, so technically they are mammals, so they don't breathe the oxygen in the water. I'm pulling this apart too much.
Exactly. So it's fine.
They breathe air. They don't breathe.
Do any of the
solid-
trading ships come through? This probably I don't know the answer to, but do any of the trading ships come from the ocean?
All of them come from they're either ways. It's a very large, and it's kind of as this mouth of the river that they're kind of now. It's a large cove type area, and this cove funnels into kind of like a Panama Canal lock system,
Nice.
where real world applications in D&D.
Woo.
So it funnels into this lock system, and there's one lock system that's going towards the city and back in or further down the river, and one coming back out towards the towards where the ocean is. And I actually don't know how far from the ocean it is because I can't find it on the map, unless I'm just dumb and not seeing things, which could very well be the thing.
Call bullshit.
Mood. Also, hi, I'm back.
Hi, back, I'm down.
Hey, welcome
God
back.
damn it, Drake.
Can I get a hat trick? Can I do one more?
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Oh boy.
Hi, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm Drake. I'm down. I'll do it for that. Sorry.
Dying.
Sorry. I had to.
What the fuck's going on right now?
Nothing.
Sorry.
It's
Sorry.
fine.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I don't know, I'm
Is
just
it, though?
confused.
So are
Confusion is a
we.
state of mind.
God
It's
damn
fine.
it. I'm gonna fucking stab you.
Please.
What
No,
the
don't
hell? Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Oh, oops. I guess that does sound vaguely threatening, doesn't it?
Okay.
It's fine.
It's just
so
it's fine.
Like I said, I don't actually know how far how far inland the city is. So they sorry.
I'm just imagining them like
They-
bringing drinks all the way back to the beach.
Kelly would bring his
Apparently,
drink and his new friend's drink, and he would drink with his new friend.
Perfect.
So I think like. I really don't think there's a way to remedy not. They breathe air. They don't breathe in the water. They're based on
so
orcas.
it doesn't matter.
The biologist in me thinks that's a fair answer. So we're gonna go with that answer.
Ooh, can Callie ask him if there's a favorite food he misses from the ocean?
A favorite what? Food?
Food. Yeah, like a type of fish or. Because the trading vessels, if there's any fishing ones, they could maybe, toss a boy his favorite. Thanks for not killing us. Here, have some. Callie thinks it's a fair trade.
That is a fair trade. It was a very fair trade. They kind of shrug slightly and then kind of light up like I do really miss and they kind of think a moment. Have you ever heard of giant spider crabs? And they kind of
But the fishermen might have.
Oh God! Don't.
Giant spider crabs. And they kind of and you all. I would like you all to make, or if anyone would make a nature check, see if you know what these are.
Nature.
Callie
nature.
probably doesn't, but I'm gonna check.
Same.
Yeah,
Roll it.
well, I guess she doesn't like the water.
Since Gav came from the mountains, I highly doubt that he did.
Fair.
Yeah, he rolled a nat one.
Whoa!
Okay.
Oh, bro, dude.
You're not sure if it's a spider or a crab.
I'll say I got a 20.
Guys, I rolled a natural 20.
I got a 20.
I can't
Callie
believe
rolled
this is what y'all
5,
roll natural.
So
I can't believe
That's
this is what
pretty
y'all roll 20s on.
That's pretty funny considering that I only have a +2 modifier.
Fair.
I'm +0.
So whoever rolled a nat 20 can tell the fisherman giant spider crabs, as well as how to catch them to bring them back for our friend.
So for those that rolled relatively high, 1 second. I'm going to put this in tag, like if you want to see the image, because I don't know which people like terrifying creatures and which people do not.
Giant spider crab.
I think they have a giant spider crab in animal. It was
Yes, I
something like
believe
that.
they do.
And I was
I believe
like,
they do.
I was like, oh no.
They're adorable. I love them. And so you know that the like for the people that rolled well on that, you know these spider crabs, giant spider crabs,
Oh,
are
God.
these massive creatures that live at the very deepest part of the ocean. So not necessarily something that most fishermen fishing boats would be able to catch because they live on the very bottom,
Damn.
like the trenches.
These things actually exist?
Yes.
Holy shit! That's a big-ass crab!
I'm not gonna lie, I just looked up terrifying deep sea creatures.
Aw, you did it on purpose so that the fisherman wouldn't be able to get them for him? That's
No.
not cool.
I just looked up terrifying sea creatures. That was the first one that came up.
Nice.
I also just, yeah. But they like a lot of things. But they do like giant spider crabs the best. So,
Callie, we'll try and have the fisherman bring you some.
Yes.
Gav's over here having zero idea what it is still.
So they're like Mantrava like tries to explain, and they're like they're massive, and they kind of like show off how big they are using their hands, and their view of massive is very like their massive is probably a lot smaller to you, because I mean to him it's not giant, but to the rest of you it would be very large. So he's like, you know, crabs. They're huge. They're very large. They long legs like a what's the land creature?
Spider?
And they that one, the terrifying ones. I hear people talk about them sometimes.
The terrifying ones.
Well, I'm not scared of them, but it sounds like a lot of people are.
You have no idea. Savril is very scared of spiders. So if we ever go on a hunting trip or some other sort of job that involves giant spiders, she will be scared. She'll be visibly shaking.
Fair. So yeah, they kind of shrug at that, like realizing that probably most people can't get to that depth of the ocean, and they're kind of like, but you know, I really like I like a lot of things, anything really, and yeah.
Okay.
So you have successfully you solve this with the power of friendship.
Yep.
I cannot
Power of
believe that
friendship.
is how
Callie's
that
so
happened.
fucking happy.
But you did. You managed to.
See, I'm gonna terrify everybody in the general chat that wasn't here right now.
That's lovely.
Oh, my warning.
Or
Or what? I should have put that initially, and then oh, you're pissed.
I love that.
This is fucking great.
Yeah,
That's
this is
my
amazing.
all of those emotes are my most used things.
Really cute.
Yeah.
And like half of my other servers, I go by the name actually McCurry. So it is amusing.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
did it.
Yay!
you did it.
Yay.
They
Hey.
kind of they're very shiny. I like them. The eyes, they're very
Thanks.
nice.
Reacts with eyes. I'm funny sometimes.
Yeah.
I love I
Thanks.
emoji. The shaking eyes.
I love
Um,
that so much. It's
Favorite. Actually, my favorite.
Oh no, I don't have
gaze
nitro.
one. I need to find it. Wait.
I have a shaky eyes emoji. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
One is one.
I don't
So
have
as
nitro.
you kind of
Shaky. Let me find it.
at this point, Mantrava has kind of sunk back into the water a little bit, and they're kind of like, "Is that everything? I'm obvious. I can stay."
Yes, you can stay, love.
That's
He can stay.
terrifying.
Can stay.
Those eyes are great. I love them.
Thanks.
Okay. I forget
They
how
look
big
like
this.
eggs.
Are y'all ready for this?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh my god. Ah!
See where it just like clips out of the frame.
Oh
my
boy.
god. I can't watch that for too long. It's hurting my brain cells.
Oh, that's
Two
fine.
of them.
Oh my god.
Okay, I have to get off of that.
Look at this
Okay.
critter. I don't know where to put this.
critter?
Where should I put this? I considered making this the creature that they enjoyed hunting, but then I didn't.
But then you didn't.
Then I didn't.
We made friends instead.
Yay!
There you go.
Was there a possible ending where we had to fight him because that? Oh my god!
Oh dear lord.
Oh god, no.
I forgot this existed.
Okay,
Ow, my
we're not
ears.
that okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Literally just-
I'm so sorry.
That's fine.
No, I'm really
That's a-
sorry.
That was a little surprising.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm glad I
That's
had
alright, that's alright.
all my user volumes down really low.
I'm really sorry.
I tell you, okay, my ears are fine. We're all good. There's no bleeding, there's nothing going on.
There's no
Sorry.
You're fine.
I keep my volume down pretty low just in
Yeah.
ears can be sensitive.
You're alright. I'm sure my ears will adjust.
I'm sorry.
I thought I was loud. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
No, really, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm sorry.
So they've since they've kind of sunk back into the water, and as you look around, and there's no like ripple on the water as they sink back down into the water. And you kind of like you watch as they sink into, and then like a few seconds later, they're pretty far. Like they're on the other side of the cove, and it's a pretty like large cove that they're kind of currently residing in. And so this interaction is on their terms done.
Callie waves after him.
And he kind of peers back over his shoulder, and as he sees Kelly back,
Aw.
and that is the end of this.
Cool.
You
For once, things have
the
gone
power
peacefully.
of friendship has prevailed.
Nothing really chaotic happened.
No, other than Callie and Gav's new challenge.
That, yeah.
We had a great time.
It'll be great. So
I was gonna climb back up the rocks.
Callie's gonna do it one-handed.
Fancily or roll athletics, I guess.
Do athletics
Oh
again.
boy. If he falls, I'm gonna laugh.
16 plus 4, 20.
Oh damn,
Oh,
you got
nice.
lucky.
And Callie, what about you?
Callie's gonna do it one-handed.
Roll
no.
athletics.
What?
Don't ask
How are you
questions.
gonna do that? One-handed, huh?
You hurt yourself.
Like, the only thing I imagine is him clearly just jumping with his feet and is doing one hand at a time at the
It's
rocks.
gonna be a great time. What do I roll, Drake?
Athletics.
Okay. Do I have like disadvantage because I'm doing it one-handed? Work.
Oh god.
Can you hear me? I don't know. My mic is down.
No,
Okay. No? Okay.
no. I'll be nice to you.
12. Which isn't too bad. But it's not as good as I wanted it to be.
Probably slipped a couple times.
He does it
So
one-handed.
Gav wins this.
Say-
Gav wins this competition.
Say is looking at Callie
it's-
all
They're
nervous, like.
slippery. The rocks are slippery, but it's okay. You make it. You manage to get to the top without killing yourself, which is good.
Say looks
And
very fucking worried for Callie. Are you okay? Did you pull a muscle? Are you hurt? I can help. I'm a cleric.
Callie laughs.
They'll be fine.
Like
Stop
high five
it.
Gav. Can we go? Can we go
Worrying
to high
about
five
them,
Gav?
they'll be fine.
Yes.
Does Gav want to high five?
Sure.
Yes. We're high fiving.
That's
Okay.
probably like the first time
Roll
he's ever
strength.
high-fived
No, just
someone.
kidding.
Yeah, breaks Kelly's
very
arm
well then.
accidentally.
Oh my god.
No.
Big ass mood.
Ah,
I'm
okay
not
then.
saying Callie's done it, but Callie's done it.
Very well then. I was worried for a moment there. I
So
kind of
you
have to be. I'm a cleric.
You can. I suppose you can. If you really want to find a tavern,
Yes.
do that, or you
Yes.
can to.
I want to
Absolutely.
see how Say gets shit faced.
Or you can go back to the other
Let's go
the guild
back
house to
now.
do that. It is up to you.
Who wants to
Okay.
get shit faced?
Safer at the guild. Because if they all get drunk, who's gonna take them back?
Indra wouldn't.
Oh,
She'd
yeah.
just go back by herself. She'd just be like,
I mean, you all. You do all
bye.
stones. Could
Where's
all
the
get back
bar
on
at
your.
the guild?
Oh yes, let's embarrass ourselves in front of the entire guild instead. In this one town.
Zara will sit there and laugh at y'all.
Exactly.
It's
That's
like
true.
there's the bar back at the guild. Just go back.
Yeah. Alright, I can go back then.
You're gonna go back. Okay.
I mean, if we're all gonna go back to the guild to get shit faced, may as well.
Let's go back to the guild and get shit faced.
So you come back, or you head back. You Gatestone back, I'm guessing. And
No, marathon it. Let's go.
okay.
I'm joking. I'm
Alright,
joking.
from
Okay, okay,
Gatestone
welcome.
back.
Oh god.
So
That's
you
like
head back. Uh, and as you head towards you return back into the teleportation area. You head back to the main gate, main entrance, or main. Um, Raven's Flight is still there at the desk. You've usually you guys take much longer. I mean, this group usually takes most of this group in the groups they've been in the past have taken much longer to finish jobs, and so you've come back surprisingly quick. Which Raven's Flight doesn't really notice the difference on that because they're not normally there. They've been recently giving Borman a bit of time off, extra time off. Uh, so they so they don't really comment on that, but they're like, "Oh, you guys are back. How was the? I see none of you."
we've resolved things peacefully. And apparently we
I
made a
forgot they're
new friend.
probably still wet from getting.
Yes, you guys are. If unless you have done something, because I know, like, excuse me, I know. I know. Savril has prestidigitation, which I think you can use to dry off. I know you can use it to
I
clean
think so.
an object, and you can use it to create like a puff of wind and stuff like that. So, like, if you want to do that and dry off, you could, or otherwise, you're just
Yeah, you could dry off.
tracking water into,
My
Yes.
which
alright.
would be really funny.
So say
admittedly.
cast presents however you pronounce that.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Yes, that! Prestidigitation. Close enough.
It's okay. It's
I-
okay. We know what you mean.
On those who got wet, including herself.
No.
Yeah.
I was a
Well,
little disappointed.
I know, but we don't want to piss off the locals
Water
at the
everywhere.
Callie's
at
definitely
the
disappointed.
at the guild.
Callie thought Zarin would think it was funny.
Yeah.
So you walk up. You're not dripping wet. So Raven's Flight is like, "Oh, you finished." It actually would have been really funny if you walked in like completely soaking wet, but that's okay.
That would have been.
I see no one drowned. That's good to know.
Yes.
You're
Yeah,
looking
that's
for
how we do.
here's your, and he quickly writes a couple of the tickets saying that like they completed the job, the payment, and all that jazz. So here's all these for you. Do you have 8 stones, sending stone? And he kind of holds out his paws expectantly for these stones.
Yes.
Callie gives him back.
Sit over.
Callie had him, right?
Callie had his gate stone and the sending. So
Okay.
each person gets a gate stone. Or each person gets a gate stone. The party itself gets one gate, or gets one
Sending stone.
sending stone. Yep.
You pass us
Yes.
back again. Stone.
Cool.
So say gives back her gate stone.
Same as Gav.
And Say also says, "Yes, we resolved everything peacefully, and well, also we made a friend." It appears.
Friendship.
Oh, wonderful! Great to know.
Yeah, one giant friend.
Interesting.
Taller
And they
than
kind
me.
of the tabaxi is kind of like their apparent aversion to water earlier kind of surfaced. Oh, that's splendid.
Yeah.
So they yeah.
Yay.
And Tabaxi is thinking we actually
So
made a giant friend.
You can
We already have.
Like an
friend
actual
taller
giant.
than Haggis.
Yes.
Taller than Gav, even.
Yeah, about 20 feet taller.
On one hand, it would have been really funny to bring because he's so small,
Yes.
but
It would have
like
been tiny.
As I was tiny, but he's also turns
Zarin
into the
layer, though.
When he transforms, he turns into the Flufinator. You cannot say otherwise.
He's still
The
small.
Flufinator.
He's more fluff than anything.
Yeah, if you guys
Oh.
haven't
Can
seen
confirm.
my little drawing
I
of,
think-
of Mara and the Flufinator, you should really check it out.
I've
It's
seen it.
somewhere in
It's
the art
amazing.
share.
Yeah, I know I sent it to Russ at one point. 'cause,
I've seen it.
It's really
Callie.
cute.
But
That's
yeah,
one
so
thing.
if you guys want to, I'll get like rewards and stuff written. I need to figure that out. But yeah,
Let's get shit faced.
Woo!
We finished this
Sure.
earlier than like most of our jobs.
I'm. Is that? Do you want to role play that out?
Yes.
Oh God.
Marissa, I'm glad you don't have a cursed character this time.
Listen. Oh, Drake, why did you? Oh. All right.
Actually, I
No,
think
the
they
last
are.
Buys you.
Oh, do they know? Do they
I,
know?
I think some of them know because I think we've talked
Okay.
about.
Cause I don't want to tell that story no more.
And each time
Um,
we drink, we're going to make Constitution saves. Because that's funner.
Yes, if you would like to. So if you want to role play it out, you I'm gonna stay in chat. So if you want to, I mean, we actually are done earlier than I thought we would be done.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was
amazing
rather
how
short.
fast-
See, friendship.
Amazing how things go when you don't have combat encounters.
Yeah.
Friendship.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to heal anyone. So
It's
if
really
that,
funny. Gav's a barbarian, but he hasn't been in a single battle encounter session yet.
that's funny.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Because the first mission, the first job
It was the diplomacy one, and then
was the
Yeah.
diplomacy one.
He's just like bottle.
Yeah,
Forever his proudest
wanna
moment,
fight,
finding an
but
empty.
like,
what's funniest is all is that
the
Mara's
bottle.
Mara's very suited for combat, but she was also in that diplomacy one, so she was mega bored. Trying to keep her
Y'all,
cool.
Zarin was ready to break that kid out of them in that one. Like, he was ready to break them out and, like, smuggle them to the blood orders. Like,
Oh dear.
I
he
felt
was
so
so
sorry
willing
for
to do
him.
that.
Oh, I was so sorry for him, but Angel said, yeah. Friends, how I feel.
Yep.
Why is designing characters so
Well,
hard?
I'm glad he didn't die.
Oh yeah, same.
Also, like in the last one with the Fae, my character Corfin decides to attack the damn queen of the Winter Court.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
a problem.
Oh, I was like so nervous throughout that.
I was
Oh,
like,
and
this is a
Terrence,
bad
like,
idea.
oh, how about take me? Like, okay, Terrence.
Normally,
No.
he's the smart one, but even he makes
Oh,
dumb
really?
mistakes. Yeah.
Oh, really? You remember he grabbed the manticore.
He was the one that
Andrew's
grabbed
just
one of the
like, sometimes I
manticores.
think he's
That is.
smart.
What's
but then
that
he does
supposed to
things like
mean?
that.
What's wrong with grabbing a manticore?
Bite you.
I'm just saying they're
Huh?
dangerous as
Nothing.
hell.
Huh? What's wrong with a manticore? They're cute.
Absolutely
and cuddly.
nothing.
And I totally don't have scars from mine.
I just
Sure.
realized that I
Are the
really
scars
hope
from the manticore or the scars from fighting
Fighting what?
a werewolf?
Both, probably. Alright, anyway, if y'all want to get shit-faced, Callie is more than happy to get shit-faced with you. Just, he's gonna be there in spirit because I worked with children all day and I need to sleep.
I worked with children all day. I don't need.
You do need sleep. But it's also 2 hours. It's also 2 hours earlier for you.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's already 11:15.
Yeah, only 9:15 here.
I can't keep track of times. It's 15 p.m.
And you're just like breakfast, and I'm like,
It's still the afternoon. It's like
Um,
midday.
but yeah, Callie should we'll
respond
finish.
to the roleplay. I know.
Yes, Callie
I
should
know.
because
I know. Listen, I'm so bad. No, I'm so bad, and I've been bad.
our
After all
entire
these years.
career of us knowing each other, it's been
It's
not
bad.
good with remembering.
I don't even know why you still bother with trying to help make me do
Because
this.
I like writing with you.
I like writing with you too, but my brain says no.
Oh, I feel that.
Fair. But yeah. So,
Yes, I will respond to the roleplay
Okay. Before
before
you
Sunday, or
Warren,
you
if
can kill me.
you are, what is Callie ordering from the bar?
The strongest drink they have,
Hmm.
and
No.
a flight of
Okay.
shots for everybody.
So I am going to have you make a Constitution check there.
Constitution.
Gets drunk on the first one.
No, that
Listen,
would be
it's
from
Say. That would
It's
be
happened,
Say.
but it's been worse. There was that one time my character got drunk at a bar, was cursed, sneezed, and destroyed. It was a TPK, the total party kill.
Oh
Everyone died
God.
Oh
within
God.
the first 20 minutes of what was supposed to be a multi-session campaign.
Whoa! What is with
Wow.
these natural
Actually-
20s?
No.
Actually, it was the game we were running was Dragon's Feast. So it was we destroyed a bar in Waterdeep.
Yeah,
Oh.
and had a TPK. The bartender survived though, so there was that.
He was immortal. Of course he survived.
Let's see,
But yeah. Okay. So
13. I don't know what that gives me.
So
but-
apparently I got another natural 20.
Jesus Christ.
So
wow,
Say
your dice
Say
like you today.
yeah, I guess. So Say sees this shot of the strongest liquor they have, downs it, and shrugs it off, thinks nothing of it. This tastes
Perfect.
good.
Another.
Oh my God, Gab
Another
also got a nat
round.
20.
Is watching
Are you
them.
telling
She's
me
not
that
drinking.
Callie's the only one that's mildly intoxicated at this moment?
Yes.
Perfect. He's gonna adopt another manticore.
Say goes
No.
for another shot. 10.
Callie takes another shot. Where'd my dice go?
She's starting to get. What did you get?
I rolled a 2, but it's a 5. It's 5 was my bonus. So Callie's shit-faced, and I'm gonna leave you all with that.
Alright.
So he's not gonna
Zara
remember
walks
the
by,
rest of
sees
tonight
what all is
anyway.
going on.
That's funny. Okay, Say is feeling a little woozy. She got a 10 as she took the next shot.
So I bet Gab's not even taking
no,
shots. He's
tipsy.
just drinking an entire. Just drinking an entire cup of it.
Oh God. Now she
He just
has
took
a.
a bottle.
Say has a
Yeah,
shot
pretty much.
glass, okay?
What the fuck? Another nat 20.
What?
Your dice are
He's
loaded.
just
Your
very
dice are
My dice-
loaded.
They
There's
gotta
nothing
be.
else.
My luck rubbed
They
off
gotta
of
be.
you.
Look at all that.
So Say takes another shot. 21.
Another one.
Oh God, this is gonna take a while for her to get shit faced at this rate.
16.
Fair.
16 plus
So-
20.
She shrugs it off.
Alright. Callie's taking one more shot,
Okay.
and then I'm going to bed.
Okay.
I mean, Callie's already
15. So that
Say-
one wasn't too bad.
Say is gonna take as many shots as it takes to get shit faced. Cause she's like, this is nothing. When is it gonna kick in?
Callie, most
17.
certainly will want to arm wrestle with Gav while shit faced.
Yes.
Oh God.
Gab's gonna do it, and he's not even gonna be shit faced at all.
I know, that's gonna make
As-
it
that's the
funnier.
beauty of
As
it.
far as this goes, damn, for being a cleric and very innocent, she can take her liquor well.
Gab's
Look at all
18.
these rules. Look at all these rules in the roleplay bot section so far.
Somebody's gonna have to tell Callie about how great.
Oh God, Say is just say she's only a little tipsy at this point. Come on, get drunk already.
She's just watching this. She's just like
6. There we go. Finally, she's shit faced.
Took you long enough.
Ooh, I'm starting to feel it
3
now.
bottles of alcohol.
Also, while I'm thinking about it, Indra, you do level this session. So now that we're done with that, you can level up Indra for the next. And they're the only one leveling this time round. I'll check the list and actually write. I'll write a thing up with everyone who with everything. But Indra's the only one that actually levels the session. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take the spell sniper fate.
nice.
So Say is
Zaryan
visibly
is so-
drunk.
And I'll do
This
the
week
rest
would've-
of my spells and stuff later.
Fair. This week would have been Zaryan's 5th session, and I was,
Oh,
but
Oh.
I offered to run.
Next week.
Next week I'm running it, unless
Oh.
Spec decides to take it over,
Oh.
which
Well,
is fine.
eventually.
I'll just run 3 games in a week, 3 games in a row.
That's because you're awesome.
I try.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna hop off and get myself to bed before I crash. Good night.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for putting up with my bullshit.
Yep.
Good night.
good night.
Hey. All right. So
One more
Say
time.
is visibly drunk. She has red cheeks and everything. Even the tips of her pointy ears are red. And she's very, very tipsy, like wobbly and everything. And she just decides to get up and start dancing around. Singing
Gavin's
and
gonna
dancing around.
watch this over the brim of his cup.
Yeah, she's like, hey, you want to see something cool? I'm gonna perform a dance for y'all. Swinging her hips and shit like that. And I was gonna do a performance check.
Back to my room.
And that's a 9, so she's fumbling around.
Falls off the table.
Yeah, she falls off the table at the first swing of hips. And she's like, oh shit, okay, hang on, I'll get back up here. She tries it again for her performance. La-di-da-di-da. She's like singing random shit. Wow, another natural 20. So this looks amazing now. After she fell off the table, she starts doing like some sort of sexy ass dance.
Oh my god.
And with what she wears, it's like, oh yeah, this is totally amusing.
Gav's probably just gonna be laughing his ass off over here.
Yeah, and by the end of this, I bet you anything that her hangover, she's not gonna remember any of this.
She kind of glances at her nails, like, perhaps I should go back to my room now.
That would be a good idea.
She's making a fool of herself. This is how it happens when she's drunk. Oh god. If you scroll all the way up in art there, I posted something for let's say it looks like. Where is it? We should fucking pin this. Damn. This is all the way up here. This is probably one of the first things I ever posted here.
I'm scared.
Hang on. Oh, I guess I could resend it. Why am I even looking for it? That's why I gotta resend it. Besides, I got a background for it anyway. It's prettier. But she's just singing. I don't know any words to the song, so she's just making it up as she goes.
Okay,
And she's like, and that was my performance of the drunken lady.
Nice.
That, mind you, I bet you everyone in the fucking guild in the bar where the bartender is, everyone's fucking looking at her like, what? Someone's really drunk.
Well, that is happening. Indra is going to slip off because she's like,
Bye.
She wasn't even
Yeah.
planning on
My
drinking in the
other
first place. She just
characters.
Yeah. I'm just.
along.
Now,
I'm
what's
just gonna
even
wave as Indra leaves.
what's even funnier is that
Yeah.
my characters just walked in. Mara and Corfine, they just walked in. They see that shit and they're like wide-eyed, like the
Oh,
fuck
hey.
did we just walk into?
Indra just kind of waves at them as she passes them. Like, oh, hi. Thieves.
Oh god, no one's watching. Okay, and she's like, "Where y'all going?"
She's slipping out.
Say is like, "I'm not done yet."
Gav is
And
not getting drunk. Dang.
Corfin walks up to Say, and he's like, actually, Corfin knows Say, so he's like, Say, what are you doing here? You must be entirely shit-faced. Get down from here, take a rest. And she's like, no, I need to perform more. He's like, but you're embarrassing the hell out of yourself. And she's like, no, I'm fine. And he eventually gets her off the table. He's like, you're not fine. Just rest. You're clearly shit-faced. It's really funny. And Bar's like, you know her? You know this embarrassment to society?
Oh
I'm just over here laughing.
my gosh, I love Mara.
Yes, I do. She was part of my party at one point, along with a couple others. Usually, when she's sober, she's all very nice and calm. But when she's shit-faced, she's a whole different person, apparently. Also, I'm posting what out of character, I'm posting that. So look in our share. That's what she's wearing and what she normally looks like.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Imagine them swinging hips on the table.
Indra, were you leaving? Where was Indra leaving the bar area?
She's leaving.
As you are
I
as
don't
you're
blame
kind of
you.
like headed towards the door area, Zarian walks by at that point and like also kind of peers in, sees the spectacle going on and just kind of, but like stops a little ways from the door, like past the door, and like looks back to see if you are actually appearing and like yeah.
Indra's just like, I do not suggest you go in there.
I was not planning on it.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
noticed.
God.
I noticed you all leaving on a job. How did that go?
As we talked to an ocean spider.
I can't
Someone
say I
died,
know what
so
that is.
it's
Mara's visibly
Oh,
face-palming in there, by the way. She's like visibly embarrassed that one of the guild members is acting this way. The newest ones, anyway.
Yeah.
Dear Lord. Gav is not getting drunk, I swear.
he's just
getting
an extreme heavyweight.
He is! Which I guess fits his character, because his original variant is a Russian, so.
Alright.
Vodka for days.
I don't know what to call Say. I don't know if she's lightweight or not. Considering that I just got really lucky on the dice, it makes it look like that she's a heavyweight, but she's not.
She's a medium weight.
Oh yeah, medium weight, that'll do. It takes a little bit for her to get shit-faced. This is too funny, though.
Oh my god.
For now, she's gonna be the laughingstock of the guild. That's how she's gonna be known. Right, guys?
Yes. Gav is 100% going to remember everything.
And if Gav doesn't, Indra will remember.
Yes.
Yeah. So, just for my remembering, and I'll write a note for me for tomorrow. For Savro tomorrow, or we can do it tonight, whichever. But we can do it tomorrow if you want to. I will have Savro. Well, you and I start a role play between Savro and Raven's flight. To
Yeah.
talk about guild related things. And I'm writing myself a note for that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
After, of course, she is not totally drunk.
Yeah.
That's very funny, though. So say he's like trying to get like, I don't know if the guild house cafeteria has like a band or anything like that, like how inns do.
No, this is like they're from what I'm gathering from what I've got from Spectre, they're pretty like unless there's members of the group that are like bards that are playing there, chances are they don't have like playing.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to get my Dragonborn.
Oh boy.
I need him.
Okay, so she's
I'm
just
so
basically clapping herself a tune or something like that.
There.
I don't even want to know.
Gav will
It's
assist and tap his
just-
foot.
I'm so excited to eventually bring my new
Kinda.
That's this
making a
time Say's
druid,
not
because
making
I
up
miss
any.
being a druid.
Now this time, even though Say's not a bard herself, she's just a cleric. But she did have a bard in her party beforehand. So she's basically singing one of the tunes that the bard originally sang. And that bard was one of her, actually a lover of hers. So that's even cuter.
Oh,
So she's singing that, which I will not sing because I don't even know what the fuck it was. But also my singing voice is very embarrassing and bad, so that too.
I'd
Who
sing
was it
for
the
you.
first winter? It was
honestly.
you in first when I was still listening to Hades Town. Had you come in like 20 seconds before I was singing to it?
Oh.
And like because it was one of the it was a really good, it was one of my favorite songs from the
Oh,
Wait
yeah.
for, which is a song.
I'm surprised I wasn't singing in the background at any point during this, because
Fair.
I've had music on almost the entire time.
Hamilton.
Surprisingly, no. Well,
Fair.
sometimes yes, but I have my Spotify mix playlist up.
Another really good musical, if you haven't listened to it, Beetlejuice the musical is surprisingly good.
Yes. Yes.
Also, School
Oh,
of
yeah.
Rock, and it's Alex.
Schoolhouse Rock.
He's fantastic. But yeah, Beetlejuice the musical is surprisingly good.
Bet. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard like a couple songs, but I need to actually seriously listen to the whole thing.
So good. It's also just like impressive. Alex Brightman can do the Beetlejuice voice and sing with that voice.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Bet.
and his like vocal cords are weird. Like he can do it without her.
Oh, wow.
I used to be able to do that actually as a kid. I used to be able to. And then I like stopped ever doing it, and I don't know what. But
well, now what Say is doing is that she's basically singing all these different songs that basically don't belong in D&D. Like, the only songs I can think of is Damn Country Roads, Ring of Fire, and other shit like that.
Country road.
Don't get me
Take me
started! Don't get me started!
you could pull a Scanlan shorthand and just rewrite songs for popular culture songs for D&D.
Oh, that's nice. That's pretty nice, because, like, I don't even know, but, like, basically she's interpreting those kind of songs. But also, let's just pretend that they're for D&D. Because I don't know. And at this rate, Corfin and my other character, Mara, are just leaving her alone. They're too embarrassed to do anything.
I stopped rolling for Gav a little while ago because he just wasn't getting drunk.
Maybe you should try now. Maybe,
He just won't get drunk at all the whole night.
just
He's
that
old enough
one
for
of those-
20s.
one of those rolls will land on something lower than a 10, I assure you. It did with me.
I just got a 16.
Try again!
Let's just say he doesn't get drunk the entire night. He's just watching.
Try again! Try again! It'll happen eventually.
13. Getting there.
Close enough. Oh, fuck.
So we'll say the best he gets is tipsy.
Yeah.
She's
Oh.
like, come on,
And
sing
he's
along
still-
now.
He's still gonna arm wrestle with Callie.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
So Corfin and Mara both sit down with their both face palming, hands over their face. They're like, oh god, this is gonna be a long night.
Gav is very amused.
Yeah, she very abused. She's making a fool out of herself. But she's having a great time, so I guess it doesn't really matter to her. But I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah.
Because I'm having a good time,
Yes.
Basically her right now.
Yes, basically. And yeah. She's probably gonna be known as the drunken lady or something for the guild as a laughing stock.
Honestly, she's not even part of the guild yet.
The drunken maiden in the bar. How about that?
Yes.
Well, she should get her temporary crest or something like that by now or whatever. So she'll get that eventually.
Eventually.
But for now, she's just known as the drunken maiden in the bar. Yeah, that's her new
Also,
nickname.
just realized, because I'm drawing Gav right now, and I'm just like, wow, he has a lot of on him. That probably would not have smelled good if they had not, if she hadn't dried him off.
Yeah, well, you know. What does anyone else do in noticing the drunken maiden in the bar? That is probably gonna last for at least a good hour or so. That'll probably be interesting.
I'm lucky that my most of my paycheck this month had to go to bills of many kinds because Wormwood currently has a deal going on with a dice tower, a dice tray, a vault, a set of logo dice, and the strap to hold it all together, which is normally like $790 to buy it separately, and it's $200 flat.
Oh.
I think you can choose the wood. Oh no, it's random wood. It's like, oh, nifty. So there's like 60% common wood, so like cherry, walnut, padauk, cedar. 25% are uncommon, which is poisonwood, rosewood, lacewood, zebra wood. 10% are purple heart, monkey wood, and 4% are very rare, and then there's like 1% ebony and legendary woods. So I would only want, I would specifically want my wood.
Oh crap! I have the hiccups.
Felt that. I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and hop off because it is
Sounds good.
11:39 p.m.
No worries.
Yeah,
That's good. Have good sleep.
I
Yes,
shall.
have a very good.
Bye.
I'm going to
Night.
finish writing up game notes and throw them at Spec.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for joining us. I will, like I said earlier, I'll post rewards and things like that once I get it written. So
Okay.
we'll be all set.
All right.
Thank you. Glad nobody died.
I'm glad too.
Power of friendship prevails.
Yeah, I can't believe I wrote that in my game notes. It's the first time I've ever written that in game notes.
It's
But
the first time for everything.
it's true.
Alright.
But have a wonderful rest of your night.
So-
And see you later. Talk to you later.
See ya. Alright, so. It's. Say it's
What?
still dancing around. And Corfin's like, oh, okay. Say goes for another shot, and Corfin immediately stops her. He's like, no, I think you've had enough. By your actions alone, you have had enough.
Oh, by the way, if Zarin was curious about the job, Indra would be happy to tell him about it.
Oh, nice. And, who has left the bar already?
Indra.
Where is
Kelly
Indra right now? Because Corfin wants to deeply
She's
apologize.
just outside.
Corfin goes.
Was talking to Zarin.
Corfin goes outside. He's like, I'm terribly sorry you have to witness what's going on in the bar.
Well, it's quite fine.
She's my old party member. I know her, and she usually gets like that when she's had too much.
Absolutely. Best advice for her not to drink.
Mm-hmm. We usually try to stop her from drinking anything more than a measly glass.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since our party split up, we haven't been able to keep an eye on her as of late. But now that since I'm here, I will keep an eye on her.
Okay.
So I will try to lead her to her new dorm room, or I will lead her to my own dorm room.
Okay.
He goes, and he's like,
Back.
"Come along, say you need to rest." And she's like, "I'm not done yet." "You are done. I don't care." So he's gonna make to make this more interesting. I think this is an athletics check for grapple or whatever. And crap, I need to bring up his character sheet now. This will be interesting. Character sheets, where are you? There they are. Corfin, bring that shit up. I think his athletics is a +2, but I'm not very sure. That's why I'm double checking. Load already. But he is basically going to try and drag her to the dorm room while she's just like, all bubbles going above her head. You can't see them, but basically the cartoony bubbles effect when someone's drunk. It's basically what's happening to her. Oh, his athletic is a +1. Lovely. Well, I'm going to try anyway. What's the worst that could happen? 6. He's having trouble. He's like, eh. And Bara gets up, and she's like, I'll help. So now she is going to try, because Say is being a bit resistant. Alright, Mara, what are your athletics? A +3, that should probably help. Five. Damn! Say is strong! So they eventually, like, give up. They're like, okay, you can go when you want to, I guess. Since we're not strong enough. And she's like, yeah, that's what I thought. The ring of fire! And they're all like, great. Though Mara's more persistent, and she is going to try again. 21! And she's like, okay, that's it. Enough with you, drag. And she's all like, aww. And Idra and Zarwin just see Bara dragging out this drunk maiden of an elf to Corfin's dorm room or whatever. And that's the end of that.
There's a lot of excitement happening in the bar.
Yeah, that's the end of that. And Corfin comes out.
Drunk there?
Yeah. Yeah, Callie was drunk, that's right.
Callie left. Callie
Yeah.
disappeared. And
That's funny. So Corfin came out. He's like, again, so sorry for that. When she gets sober, she'll probably not remember any of this. You can either choose to tell her what happened, or you can keep it among yourselves. I don't think it'll make much difference anyway.
Wouldn't be embarrassed by it.
Yeah, she would. And she would probably deny it, considering that she wouldn't remember it anyhow. But still, it is your choice. We're just going to take care of her.
Okay.
So, yeah, see you around, and he goes off to his dorm. Ibarra comes back out, and she basically just left Corfin to deal with her herself, because Mara doesn't know Say.
She's not gonna deal with that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that shit. Oh, hey. So, I pretty much just dragged that drunken maiden to his dorm. Not really gonna deal with it because I don't know her. He knows her best, so he can handle her best. I don't really care. So, what have you guys been up to? Says Mara. Which I'm now gonna change my nickname to Mara, so just so you know.
Just pretend it's Mara.
Pretend it's Mara! Yeah. Now I'm Mara.
I went on a job. Was it very interesting?
Probably not as interesting as the diplomat job that I went on.
Went on that too. Anyway, it was like Ocean Strider, and she sure explained the job. Well,
Yeah, just explain, like, basic shit.
I'm just glad no one snapped their neck or anything. That would have been amusing, I guess.
Oh,
She
that's
says
good to know.
And then she says, "Oh, that would have been amusing."
Yeah, that's Mara. Oh, they snapped their neck. Well, sucks to be them. That's pretty much
I
Mara.
learned Revivify in like a couple more levels to get that.
Well, hey, if they would have snapped their neck, at least they would have a cleric to revive them or something, or at least stabilize them.
Need like 5th level to get 3rd level spells, and then I can learn Revivify. Okay, I can talk.
It's tricky. It's fine.
Yeah. It's because
Words are hard. Take it from a writer.
Yeah. Words are very hard.
But to be honest, me as myself and not a character, I would have laughed so hard if he accidentally snapped his neck while falling from that cliffside.
If they broke any bones, Angel would have ignored them because they were stupid enough to do that.
It wasn't
so
really
it's
stupid
not
decision.
her problem.
But
Say would have healed them,
I'm
nevertheless.
used
I'm
to.
just like,
I'm used
Indra could have
to-
healed them, but she would have been like, that is stupid, and I'm not going to bother.
I'm used to Rissa's shenanigans.
Mhm. Shenanigans.
Her character, Benar, who is another Dragonborn,
Mhm.
a barbarian Dragonborn, took my character Knight, who Mara used to play with. Benar
Oh.
played with them. Benar took Knight with no stars, my monk, threw them in the air and onto a wooden bed that had been polymorphed into a dragon and was flying around trying to kill them. And it worked. She rolled a natural 20 on it. And
Oh, wow.
I killed the guy controlling the bed dragon, who was on the bed dragon, and didn't stop to think of the fact that, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that. Now I'm tumbling my doom. But Knight survived, because he's a cat, and cats
Good.
on their feet. But yeah, I'm used to her antics in a game. She likes to do weird things, which is fine, as long as they don't kill her.
That's gotta be fun.
Yeah. But
So yeah, at least that drunken thing happened.
I consolidated that into 2 lines, my game notes, which I now need to actually type up and not just write.
Added in the game notes that Say got shit-faced. You don't have to, but it's a funny thing to remember. So that was the thing that happened.
Mostly the game notes are more like, well, the game notes for this are actually important. Spec needs them to. Some missions are like world changing, some are not. So Spec needs the game notes to find out what each one does. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. You know, such is life. But do you want to see the maps that I made that we didn't use?
Yeah, I'm
I
interested.
fought with this website while I was using my iPad so much to make this. To make both of these. Actually, I don't know if that will work. Can I? Wait, did that pop up for you? Or did it just come up with? Try
Hang
the
on,
second link.
let me check.
Try the second link.
Okay. Loading, loading, loading. My computer is extremely slow. Loading, loading, loading. It looks like just a bunch of squares.
Well, if you load out, there should be an actual, like, zoom out. I drew the map by hand, and then I was able to import it into the website.
That spazzed out for a sec.
Huh?
My internet's
Oh no.
Yeah, though, it just looks blank for me.
Weird. I'll have to figure out how to use the website. Because it never works for me when I try to use it, so.
Yeah. Oh, wait. It's rendering.
Oh.
There we go. Yeah. Again, bunch of squares, but in a pattern. That looks nice. So, is this supposed to look like a cave or something?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, it is a cave.
wonder
I
what
like
kind
my
of
cave.
cave.
What?
I wonder what kind of cave that would be for one of the
I don't
other
know.
adventures.
Who knows?
I'm
Certainly
guessing it
not
would
I.
be the Underdark one, maybe.
I don't know. The world may never know.
Well, if that's still there, I'm gonna have Mara do that one, because she knows
Fair.
Undercarming.
That's true.
Or Quarfin, actually. He's an actual drow, so... So either Mara or Quarfin. Cleric would be useful, but she knows I took Sylvie instead of Undercarming for her.
Nice.
Which I guess would have been useful for the Fae, but like I said, I didn't have her character sheet up in time.
I should just bring Tebran into this. Who needs to bring Lyric? I'll bring Tebran. The lawful evil drow.
Oh yes.
Mind you, I have at least like 10 plus D&D characters, so I'm gonna slowly integrate them one by one.
So what should I do for my dream? Maybe a fire genasi? That would be nice. I really like.
Oh, nice. Crap. My shit's not responding.
This.
Come on.
I love fire.
So I should make a fire genasi. Might
NPCs
be.
from Crimson Crescent over to that one because I like them so much and want to use them in games. So it's so she's making a water genasi to be like rivals with Temperance and Insum. So it will be fun.
Yeah.
But could just bring Soleus back. He was a fire genasi. A Fae touched fire genasi, but same difference, right?
Okay.
Laura simply says, I'll be on the next team, whichever that is, for the next time. This way it'll give Miss Drunkenness over there to relax.
Actually, do you want to? I have it up. Do you want to see the logo that I made for our game? I'm actually
Yeah,
really
sure.
proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited that it actually worked. So nice. I actually should put it on a lighter background, but shh, no one needs to know that.
I wonder if anyone else in the guild has made a fool of themselves like how Sages did. Or if that was the first time ever.
Oh, that's really nice.
Thank you. I
that's
finished
good.
it while my kids were asleep at nap time today.
With the wings, like, oh, I'm terrible at your wings. So it's like that's very nice.
The wings, I admit, I had a picture of a raven in flight or a bird in flight, and I might have traced the wings from an actual picture of a bird.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
fine.
that's a
I suck at
bad
drawing wings.
tactic.
Wings are terrible for me to
Wings
draw.
are so hard. I love They're aesthetic, but also at the same time, why are they so hard to draw if they're feathered?
I really should just make like an Aarakocra or something that has wings. Or actually, no, Aarakocra. No, Aarakocra do have wings. Kenku don't. And then that would force me to draw wings.
Oh,
But then
I've got like
again,
several characters with wings, but then I'm just like, why do I subject myself to this
I know.
torture?
Well, because I have a couple characters with wings, and I love them, but I don't draw them I don't draw them because they have wings. Characters like this
Yeah, wings are
this
hard
kid
to
has
draw.
wings, but I never draw. And again, I always write with this character, so it works out in the end.
Yeah. My Sona has wings, but I'm just like, oh, wings are optional. You don't need to draw them if you don't want to.
Like this kid. This kid is. Oh, I almost sent this to the wrong server. That would have been funny.
Hey, you know what
Like
kind of
this character.
Oh.
Did you just the image? 1 second. There we go.
I had an
Okay.
idea for
Here's the
Say's.
actual picture I was trying to like.
Oh, nice.
Like he's such a
they're
nice character. I
pretty.
love them.
Oh, the black and gold. That's
I
so
know.
nice.
I have
Yeah,
a
it
character
is.
that's their sibling,
Mhm.
and I love both of them. This other character is the older sibling.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a good picture of them. Actually, I can do this because I have it on my iPad.
Man, if only Spectre
Because I
were
was
in here.
actually drawing them.
If only Spectre were
Where'd you
here.
go, sir?
I just realized I'm muted. Ah, fuck. Come on. Damn it.
Well, or not. I apparently don't have a picture of them on my iPad.
Get back on.
Yes,
There
I
we
do.
go. Apparently I had a malfunction.
Oh no.
I'm back. Everything's good.
Okay.
Also, apparently I had some ideas of how badly Say was dancing when she was drunk. Like, have you ever seen the dancing animations from The Sims Free Play?
No. Also, there's Seb the sibling.
Oh,
I'll have
so
to.
cute.
And I'll do like a quick video. I'll take a quick video on my iPad and send it to you guys. Like, trust me, their dancing is bad. It's so bad, but it's so silly at the same time. So that's gonna be very funny. I'll get one of my Sims to dance like it right now.
It's so
Yeah, you
So
start dancing.
Severin is the one with wings, and the brother Vladimir. Vladimir used to have wings, but in a series of bad decisions, them. So, it's great. They also
Damn.
don't know their Severin doesn't know Vladimir exists. Great.
neat.
I gotta have tragic backstories for your characters.
Obviously. A must.
Also, apparently, I named one of my Sims after the wrestler Xavier Woods. So that's a thing to remember. Let's go ahead is the stair go? Does this place even have a stair go? The hell? There it is. Oh my god, this dancing is so bad. Oh, I see how long that is.
Please, Argonaut.
I might bounce because it has been a very long day and I am slowly fading.
Of course.
So, I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful rest of your night or day, wherever you happen to be, in whatever
Yeah.
time zone you happen to be in.
Alright, I'm gonna share the video in art share just because.
Good night.
Good night.
Sounds good.
Skill set. Oh, come on. Okay, fine. Discord. There we go. Art share. Alright. Hopefully it's not too long. Ah, come on. Don't give me that bullshit. This will take a while.
Mm-hmm.
Just freaking share it already. Is it really because it's too long? God damn it. Alright, we'll try again. No, we're gonna dance again. Yes, do all those bad dance moves, Sims.
Oh, she gets more dice in her.
Hopefully I'll be able to do, like, 2 videos. Let's see here. Now, come on. Work. I hate it when it takes so long to load. What do you mean unable to share? You're bullshitting me.
I think I've got lunch.
Hey, that's fine.
You have a good rest of your night. Sorry, the two of us are around anyway.
Yeah, I'll get the